One small step. We've all heard the story of humanity's first steps on the moon. But what about our last steps? In December 1972, two astronauts climbed into a small metal capsule and prepared to return to Earth. The Apollo 17 crew included the first scientists to set foot on the moon, and the astronauts spent more than 3 days exploring. They conducted more experiments and examined more of the surface than any previous mission. This concluded the Apollo program. More than 10 years' work by 500,000 men and women. In a competition between the United States and the Soviet Union, known as the space race, humanity proved that we could walk on the moon. When the Apollo 17 astronauts blasted off, most people thought we would return soon. But we didn't. Apollo hardware sits abandoned on the lunar surface for more than 40 years now, relics of another time. For many of us, the space race seems like ancient history. Some people miss the glory days of Apollo's explorations. Others think the missions never even happened. Children who once played at being astronauts have grown up, had children and even grandchildren of their own. Now, the next generation of explorers will make the journey. Before humans venture into space, we send our robotic explorers to help us learn what challenges we will face. These spacecraft act as our eyes and ears in space, helping us find out much more about our nearest neighbor. One of the earliest missions, Ranger 9, sent home thousands of images of the moon's surface in the moments before it deliberately crashed. It gave us the first detailed pictures of mountains and craters, helping us identify good landing sites. The Surveyor landers touched down more gently. While the Rangers had just one job, taking pictures, the Surveyors had robotic shovels and other tools. They performed the first experiments to find out what the moon is made of. Next, we sent rovers. The Soviets landed 2 Lunokhod rovers on the surface, each weighing about the same as a small car. Engineers on Earth drove them by remote control for many kilometers, taking ground-level pictures and testing the moon's soil. Scientists today still study data and samples from these historic missions. But these early visitors mostly told us about the small areas where they touched down. To get a bigger picture, we need to look at the moon from orbit. NASA and the European Space Agency have sent spacecraft to orbit the moon. And recently, China, India, and Japan have done the same. From orbit, these spacecraft have mapped the moon, cataloged chemicals on its surface, and even measured tiny changes in gravity from one place to another. A traveler to the moon experiences a smaller pull of gravity than on Earth. Only 1/6 of what you're feeling right now. A visitor might also be shaken by moonquakes, which can start deep inside the moon. The smaller moon orbits the bigger Earth. One side always faces Earth as it circles once a month. That means most spots on the moon get 2 weeks of daylight, followed by 2 weeks of night. With no atmosphere to trap the sun's heat, temperatures can rise to more than 100 degrees Celsius, then drop to minus 150 degrees Celsius. A visitor to the moon needs to deal with this wide range of temperatures. But not every spot on the moon goes through such extremes. Near the poles, some mountains receive sunlight all the time, and some deep craters always remain in the dark. One spacecraft, called the L-Cross, went on a one-way mission to slam into one of these dark craters. The impact lifted up a cloud of material that had been hidden from the sunlight for billions of years. Inside this cloud, the L-Cross detectors discovered pure, frozen water. Water at the poles can help people to live on the moon. We can drink water, of course, use it for growing food, and also break it down into oxygen and hydrogen. Obviously, we need oxygen to breathe, but we can also use oxygen and hydrogen as rocket fuel. The moon has other resources too, including aluminum, iron, gold, even platinum. These can help us out here on Earth, help us survive on the moon, and help us venture to other worlds and beyond.